Bright suns and rising moons, fellow droids. Welcome to another episode of Not the Droids podcast. I'm Mayuri,
And I'm Danny.
and today we are talking about episodes 17 and 18 of Young Jedi Adventures titled Big Pooba Problems, Best Bounty Buddies, The Rain Day Beast, and Upgraded. When did they release?
These released on April 11th and April 18th of this year. I got really confused because I have all the lists pulled up. All of them are in English, and then the episodes on the 18 are in German.
What?
They're just like, okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just going to say one overall disappointment I had in these episodes is there was absolutely no Nash,
no Nash. Not a lot of Kai,
barely any Kai.
which I enjoyed diving into. We've had this Nash issue for a few episodes now.
Yeah, I feel like we had it in the last bunch too, but then we got one episode that
Yeah.
was about Nash. So
Yes.
I was watching this and I was like, are we going to get Nash at all? Because like some of the episodes actually felt like they were tailor-made for
Yeah.
Nash. And I didn't understand why we like didn't get her.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I hope we get her at some point because the season's almost, there's only 5 episodes left. So in this like so if we
Yeah.
count like the what they've dropped, there's only been two mini episodes with Nash in it, which I
Mhm.
feel like it downgrades her. She's no longer a main character. Like I feel like she's not a main character anymore.
Yeah, and like looking at the titles, I don't see any like thing that is obviously that doesn't mean anything. Like there's one
Yeah.
about a spaceport, so possibly. Oh, nope, here's one. Our next set of episodes, we will have a Nash episode. We have had a strong list following.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's because there's a lot of nubs too, right? So like the Pooba problems was all nubs, which was great. We had no Kai in this at all. It was just
No.
it was just lists and nubs, and realistically, it was a full nubs episode with some support from Liz.
With translator no list. Like that's really
Yeah.
and like
That's
support
why she was there
Liz.
to be like, I speak Pooba.
Well, she was also like encouraging him. Nubs was really struggling because
Yeah.
he's short.
I kind of love that. Like he's so little compared to Liz and Kai
But he's so
that like
strong too. So like I could see like how frustrated he is, especially when you see like how big like an adult Pooba is, and then you see Nubs and you're like,
no wonder he's so frustrated. He's the adult Pooba is
massive.
humongous.
Yeah.
He was huge. So like I mean I really love this because you kind of see like what Nubs could grow into.
Yes.
And I kind of love their interaction because like Nubs was looking to like impress him and like all of this stuff. And like he just keeps like it's a calamity of errors, right? Like
Yeah.
we did get a new droid, which I actually don't remember the name. It was something like 89 or 87. Droid.
NP87.
Yeah, NP87. So it was really funny to see him. He works with the Pooba obviously for like his strength backing him up like they do deliveries and stuff.
Yeah.
And I love that the whole time he's like this little thing is like causing so many problems
Like another furry one.
like what is happening? But like even the moment where like the big Pooba got frustrated with Nubs and kind of was just like just go away.
Yeah.
Like the you made this even worse. Um it was nice, but I don't know. I feel like the character development is no longer linear in these episodes.
I don't think it is. And I think part of that is just like I think they work with a team of writers, and because it is a show aimed at
Yeah,
younger
it's
kids,
kind of
they kind of like aim for like what is our lesson in this episode rather than where has our character come from. Now, I will say, and this is in the next episode, we do see the Kai and Tabor continuation, and their characters are now more linear.
that's what we wanted from the beginning of the season.
Yes.
So that's why I was just like, I wonder if it is like the certain like character arcs, it's the same character, but depending on the writer, like
Yeah.
it's not as smooth. So like in my head, these are just non-sequential episodes, to
Yeah.
be honest. The best bounty buddies, like the next episode was adorable. It was definitely like an Anson episode. I feel like the Young Jedi were just like supporting cast, not really
Yeah.
useful. Um, but yeah, I didn't really get much out of that episode though. I was just like, this felt like a filler.
It's a filler, let's teamwork together again.
But yeah, so that I mean, I feel like a lot of these episodes in this season have been just like phoning it in filler episodes.
But the thing is, we had such a strong arc there.
And that's why, so like
And
that's why
I think we're
the
leading somewhere because even though like Tabor has mentioned what's going on in his planet, and
I
I
wonder
think
if that's where we're going.
so the
Well,
last
because
episode of the series is the Battle of Tanu, which is not his planet, but I'm curious that it's going to be linked to that in some way.
yeah. Before we talk about the Tabor Kai episode, which was so great, the Rainy Day Beast, I actually did like it because I
I
always
love that one.
wondered about the tree. And I also love that we finally got an animal that looks like it's like real life counterpart and has the same name. Like it
Um,
was a sloth.
I had a Harry Potter moment in this one when like they hear everything and they come into Master Zia and I just in my head I just heard her going, "Why is it always you three?"
I feel like so true. I love how she was just oh, like,
I
what are
know
you
that
guys
sound. I've done
doing?
this too.
Yeah, I did this too. I kind of like this episode out of like more than Bounty Buddies because it felt a little bit like filler, but like we at least learned something new.
It's
Um,
the thing is like when we get these like learn about the creature episodes, it doesn't feel like filler to me because it just feels like, oh, they're on a mission to add
that's true.
to the book of creatures. And that's kind of when I see it. I was like, oh, we're going on one of these side quests to learn about another creature. And I like that. Whereas the other ones feel more filler because you don't learn anything new. It's just like characters, but you're like, oh no, we're learning about a new creature that's existing here.
That's true. And I feel like the other ones like the Bounty one brings up like the question again, like you guys are still training and you just are like, yeah, we're gonna fly away with you without
Yeah.
informing anybody, um and do this mission that we might get stuck. Like what's the communication process like? And so that's where I am on like those don't make as much sense, whereas
Yeah.
Rainy Day Beast does, because it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we get to learn more about Tanu. They live under a tree, so we get to understand more of the ecosystem there.
We see a lot of the library
I love the library.
too.
Um,
I
but
also
that's
love the
why
kid being like, y'all need to shut up.
they do though. They're so loud everywhere they go.
Bunch of bastards,
Um,
man.
but yeah, so like this was a full like list episode.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did like it, but upgraded. I was just kind of honestly, I was watching them. I was kind of phoning it in. I was like, oh, I need to watch these before we record.
Yeah.
Upgraded the second it started. I was like, they were talking about someone stealing stuff, and I was like, please tell me we finally got Tabor back because I was like, where has Tabor been? If we're not going to get Nash, we need to at least get Tabor or like Amaya
Yeah.
or
Well,
whatever.
also, we need an update. We went through all of Unmasked and like,
But that's what I mean. It's just like they have not addressed the like emotional part of that
I
situation
think it's
since
coming.
Unmasked. No, but this is, I feel like this episode did it.
It
I,
did, but I think it's coming more because like the next episode, after this is, oh no, it's not the next one.
no, I don't.
It's in two episodes where Kai's friends try to cheer him up, and I'm wondering if it's in relation to Tabor and that we,
Yeah. No, I totally, but that's why. So it's like, this is the first time you actually see Kai addressing the
yeah,
fact that he doesn't even call him Tabor anymore, right? Like he just
it's
calls him
Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Yeah.
from the start, he keeps trying to bring Cyrus like to do good. I think Cyrus, the story that he spun is true. Um,
I think it is true. I
I
don't think
think
it was
because
a lie.
we haven't seen the Gangles. I'm trying to remember if we've seen the Gangles in these episodes.
No.
So like
Not since like Cyrus tried to uh
since Unmasked, I
yeah.
think. Um oh wait, no, maybe in Just Like West, maybe. So like in the first episode, I think we might have seen them. I can't remember. But it's been a while since we've seen the Gangles, so I'm like, we don't know what's been going on the pirate front. Like we haven't seen any pirates for a while. Um and so it could just be that like Cyrus is nervous and is trying to beef everything up so that he
Yeah.
can protect his
They're
planet.
coming back based on future descriptions. They are coming
Yeah.
back.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And so that's why I liked it, but I also like there was a lot of face-to-face time for Cyrus and Kai in this episode. There was a lot of talking. Kai had so many feelings at the end, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what I was looking for in the follow-up episode to Unmask, like the first episode of this season. Um,
I'm going to create a list of episodes. We're going to release it on a Wednesday. And it's going to be the storyline of Kai
and
and Cyrus.
Tabor,
We're going to do the arc and we're going to watch it like it's a movie.
I think that would be so fun
And I
because
think we might actually do a full episode and we just watch that and we watch it like it's a movie.
I think that would be fun because like I really think that the best storyline in Young
Yeah,
Jedi Adventures is they're both foils against each
easily.
other,
Yeah.
right? Like also like Cyrus has all the means to buy this equipment.
Yeah.
So like the fact that he's just ransacking and stealing it is also like,
Yeah.
hey. So that's why I'm like, I think that would be fun because honestly, like in this
And like
that's
you also hear him say like that he's straight up he's like with my parents in charge, nothing's gonna happen.
no, because they're lazy.
Like
We
he's
know that.
realized that there's an issue.
They're lazy. They don't care about the common people on
No.
that planet. And so that's where I'm just kind of like, that is the storyline that as an adult watching this show that I actually care about. I am glad that Wes is not a like a main reoccurring person in
Yeah.
these shows because like he annoys me every time I see him on stage. I don't like I want Romy, but I don't want Wes.
Yeah.
Um, Not that we really got droids other than that first like pilot, like
Yeah.
cargo transport
We
droid,
haven't had
but
too many real droids. I think we're gonna have more creatures, but
yeah. Um,
yeah, now we know that we will have a season 3 of Young Jedi.
yeah, so that's why I'm like, where are they gonna take this show? It
So
might be more of
we're
the same.
guessing, based on what they did last year, is that we will get that drop early August. We don't have a date yet, but I'm curious what comes next, especially because they tend to end the seasons like the last episode is always one long episode, and this,
Yeah.
yeah. So this one is the Battle of Shanu, which I mentioned, and like the last season's ending was the Prince and the Pirate. So we've had like
So maybe it's
longer.
Tabor.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
they
know.
do close out their season, like they do an actual like closeout.
So yeah, so that as we move forward is honestly like I do like these like creature searches on the side, but like to me that's not part of the main storyline.
No.
It's like when you
I'm also curious if we're gonna start being friends with the young kids because our young Jedi aren't gonna be young Jedi.
I wonder if they'll segue like the main characters of the show to some of the younger ones because we
That's what
did
I'm
meet more
wondering. I'm wondering if
younglings.
we're gonna see like them become Padawans and then we go into our new planet.
Yeah.
They start integrating new characters and we start following them.
I kind of want that because I feel like we've gotten to a place with these
The
three.
young Padawans may be a great show though. I'm
That's
just
true. I
saying.
would
They're
love
no
to see
longer
the
just on screen.
process to grow the braid. Um,
The young Padawans would probably be a great show.
I wonder. I wonder if like they're still Jedi, so
Yeah.
maybe they will follow them into being Padawans. Because like at what age do they become
It's hard
Padawans?
because
They're getting to that age.
you have to think about it in the aspect of the age range that this show is actually aimed for. It's not us.
No.
It's children.
It's children.
This
It's
is we're
very
talking
young children.
toddler, early education children. So there's going to come a point where our cast right now is too old and they need new stories and new characters, and there's only so far they can go without aging because they have aged the characters as we have gone.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
Well, but that's why it's just like, when do they become Padawans, right? Like eight-ish?
I don't know. And
10?
the thing is, we have been introduced into characters that they could be Padawans of.
Yeah.
So,
So that's why I'm just like, I am curious to how they're gonna keep going and like whether they're gonna finish a storyline and start a new one. Because I also think this Tabor situation is starting to come to a natural end.
yeah.
And I don't know, like, they have to introduce other conflicts, like what they're gonna do. So if they have the newer or the other younglings, I feel like they can introduce other conflicts that have nothing to do with these three, right? Like, what are they doing while these three are doing this?
Yeah. No,
So,
I'm
yeah.
curious where we're gonna go from here.
Yeah. So until next time, we're not the droids they're looking for.
But we're the droids you're gonna get.